know the date, would you?
What?
It's the 12th.
Wrong. It's the day you're going to jail.
What?
Oh! Woo!
Stop or I'll shoot.
Hey little chonks, welcome back to I Watch Another Thing. And yes, I'm still wearing these glasses. Yes, I know my mustache is gone.
Get over it.
Today we're going to be talking about Hunter, a 1980s drama about a loose cannon cop who doesn't play by the rules. So don't worry, there's going to be nothing that's problematic, no messed up takes on current sensitive issues or anything like that. Why would it? It's just a cop show made in the early 1980s. It's gonna be fine. So the first episode is basically a movie clocking in at over an hour and 36 minutes, which is a pretty baller way to make a first impression for a show. Forget about doing a short rinky-dinky pilot episode. Put out a full epic movie. Yeah, do it, you cowards. I don't know who I'm accusing in this. I guess TV networks? Sure, you cowards.
Make movies.
So the movie starts off with watching our main villain getting ready to kill again. I call him Schwing Schwing because he has a blade that goes Schwing. Except for this one time where it makes this noise.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Also, speaking of bizarre sounds in the show, there's a lot of parts where the song doesn't match the tone of the scene. Like the opening scene where we're watching Schwing Schwing follow a woman home in his car, and it's a really disturbing and dark scene, but for some reason they have this song playing in the background. Anyway, Schwing Schwing does a murder, and then we get to meet our main protagonist, Hunter. Now, Hunter's your typical loose cannon cop who doesn't play by the rules. Sure, he may fire indiscriminately into a crowd of innocent people, but he always gets his man in the end.
You have the right to remain silent.
So it's fine, Stop! Now, as you'd expect, his higher-ups are not happy about Hunter's actions. But of course, they can't just fire him. Why? Why don't they just fire him for, like, poor performance, or not listening to his superiors, or just putting the general populace at danger? Shut the fuck. They can't just fire him, so they give him broken equipment, crappy cars, in hopes that he'll just quit or something. I'm not really sure the point of giving him shitty stuff is. I don't see how that would make him quit, but it constantly hinders him from doing his job and protecting people, which is exactly what you want on the police force. And as always in a loose cannon cop story, Hunter's got a new, out-of-touch police chief, who of course has some changes he wants to make around here, and we strongly disagree with those.
Mirandas will be read from a printed card. No search and seizure without absolute probable cause. You will announce yourselves as police officers before taking any action, and warning shots will be fired.
Read people their Miranda right. Well, I mean, it is the law, and if you don't, murderers and stuff could just go free on a technicality. Announce yourself as an officer before entering a building. Well, I mean, if you don't announce yourself, the person might just think you're a burglar, and then they're just defending themselves from someone breaking in, so that's really just a safety thing. Getting a search permit before, well, again, that's kind of like the Miranda rights where a bad guy could go free because of a technicality that you didn't do. But giving a warning shot first? Bruh, if I don't shoot to kill, how's my KDA ever gonna go up?
Think.
I fully went into this story thinking it would follow the basic trope where, you know, the guy in charge makes really bad decisions that are gonna, like, mess everything up. But then this guy was all like, maybe instead of killing the criminal, we could, I don't know, arrest them?
Crazy, he's out of touch.
Oh, but to be fair, he also wants them to do this.
Another important item that I shall be instituting is full psychiatric profiles of all officers to be updated on a biannual basis.
If I can't bring my mental issues into my highly vulnerable workplace, what's the point? I'm not having any fun at all anymore. Boo, mental health. And on top of all the new rules, Hunter has another problem. He needs a partner. Because all his partners keep dying. Enter Sergeant McCaw. Now again, I thought it was gonna follow the classic trope of, you know, male cop gets a female partner and he's gonna be all like, women, and she's gonna be like, man. But then after a little bit of spending time together, he'll be like, women? And she'll be like, men? Nope. She's a loose cannon cop who doesn't play by the rules too. That's right. You get 2 loose cannon cops in this show, partnering up and getting into wacky situations. Now, I'm gonna come right out and say it, but McCaw is better than Hunter by a lot. Now, they both have the fun of being loose cannons, but McCaw actually has valuable skill sets that are useful. She's a master lockpick. She has a nice car and drives like a boss. She can parkour off balconies without breaking a single leg. And she has connections that allow her to get highly sensitive information that she's not legally allowed to see. Shh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Hunter, on the other hand, is really tall. He's a big boy. I mean, look at him. He's giant. Other than that, he's not really good at anything else. Other than, of course, shooting into large crowds of people. He's always getting beat or knocked down. The bad guys consistently get away from him. The only thing Hunter has is his power of the pro tag, where he just happens to always be at the right place at the right time to help move the plot along. Which is not a skill, it's a writing flaw. But I mean, I guess if it did exist, it would actually be a pretty cool skill, the power of the pro tag powers. Anyways, this first episode / movie has everything. Epic car chases, even more epic car crashes, zany characters, and lots of guns. One weird thing about the series is, though, they keep constantly introducing these things or issues that I feel like they want the audience to oppose. But when you hear them, they just make a lot of sense and are actually good things. For instance, there was the whole new rules thing I went over where they clearly wanted us to hate those, but they were actually all very good and necessary and healthy. There's a lot of that. There's this whole subplot where we find out Hunter is the son of a mafia boss in the city, and all his family members are like huge major criminals. And of course, the people in the police force don't trust him because of that. And I think they wanted the audience to be sympathetic towards Hunter. I think they wanted us to be like, hey, you know, he's his own person. You know, the actions of his family don't speak. He's just trying to be a good guy out there, and we should feel sorry and bad for him. But then we learn that Hunter is still very involved with his family and sees them often, and then says stuff like this.
It'll be a small dinner this Sunday.
Jilly and Tommy, they'll make bail.
Good. What about you?
I'll be there.
I know you will.
What?
You can't be a cop in the same city that your current crime family rules. You can't go to brunch and he's always like, don't worry, cousin Jimmy will be out of prison for Thanksgiving. No wonder nobody trusts you. You clearly have a conflict of interest. But don't worry, Hunter doesn't do crimes. Well, he doesn't do his family's mafia crimes, so it's fine, it's fine. Anyways, the general plot of the first episode is that there's a serial killer on the loose, and Hunter's gotta stop him at any cost. While at the same time trying to keep his job because the new police chief is doing everything he can to get Hunter thrown off the force. Basically, he's gonna use that new mental health checkup. I don't know why I just did air quotes. It is a mental health checkup. Anyways, he hired a shrink that he paid off to basically say that Hunter is not fit to be on the force, which, I mean, he's not entirely wrong.
How long am I supposed to stand here?
Until Simon says leave.
Who the hell is Simon?
This is Simon.
But don't worry, the power of the pro tag ensues, and it turns out that that new shrink just happens to be the mass murderer. What a coinky-dink!
Protagonist power! first.
So Hunter and McCall work together to set a trap for old Shring, which ultimately ends up in an epic fight between him and Hunter on the roof. But of course, the power of the Pro Tag shows up again, and Shring literally throws himself off the building. Maybe Hunter does have the best skill of all.
Works for me.
Anyways, Hunter gets to keep his job because he literally killed the man who was gonna get him fired. Him and McCall rejoined the force and beat up a medical worker for good measure. And that was Hunter. Despite it clearly having some outdated shortcomings, I found it all in all to be a fun, wild romp with a really large budget. I'm gonna give it 8 car crashes, no. 6 unread Miranda, no. I give Hunter 7 bizarre knife bongs. So there you go. I will leave a link in the description below where you can find all 100 or something episodes because it's all on YouTube for free, courtesy of FilmRise. Also, if you want to see my live reaction to the show, I uploaded it onto Twitch, which there will be a link below. But remember, it's only going to be on there for the next 60 days, and then it'll be gone forever. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you're not a little chonk, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button below to get endless benefits. Don't worry, they exist, we just don't talk about them. And if you are a little chonk, you know what to do. Comment below, hit that like button and that dislike button in that order, and I will see you someplace else. I gotta go meet my mafia crime lord father for brunch. Bye!